So ADA as of late has seen this move to the upside where we ended up getting rejected at both the EMA levels, and that then led to this deeper move to the downside where we ended up breaching past the previous local low at 80.79 cents. And as you guys know, I mentioned previously how it was possible that what we are forming is a bigger WX Y structure to the upside, and it was a case of whether or not the wave X had formed or if we could see a deeper move to the downside to form the wave X. And if that's the case, then the wave X would then be made up of an internal WX Y structure like so. And for this structure to play out, the wave X would typically reach anywhere between 50% to 88.2% of the wave W. So using the Fib tool and bringing this to the previous local low, you can see that the 50% retracement level sits at 84.91 cents, which we ended up exceeding once we ended up reaching 85.15 cents. And so it's possible that we ended up forming the wave X, and we could have the wave Y in play to complete this wave X. So if I drop down to the 50-minute chart and check to see what's taking place within this move here, and if I bring in the Fib tool and bring this to 83 cents and bring this down to 81.55 cents, so here you can see that the wave Y, essentially this wave X, would be made up of a WXY structure, where this is a W wave, this is the X wave, and this is Y wave. Now the Y wave did exceed its typical range between 1 to 1.236, but we did fail to retrace towards the 1.618 level, which tells me that this is just a corrective move as opposed to an impulsive move. And so yeah, it's possible that that then completed the wave X, and we could have the wave Y forming right now. And if I zoom into what's taking place over here, of course, recently we have seen this move to the downside where we have lost the 50 EMA, and it does look like we had a corrective move that also played out, made up of a WXY structure like so. And so again, if I bring in the Fib tool, bring this down to 80.4 cents. So here you can see that the Y wave would typically reach anywhere between 1 to 1.226, which we ended up doing so, as you can see, within this range. And so yeah, it's possible that we ended up forming this move here, and we could see a reversal to the downside where this wave Y would then be made up of a bigger WXY structure like so. So this move to the downside could have formed the W wave, and this move to the upside could have formed the X wave, and then we could have the wave Y playing out. And for this WXY structure to play out, again, the X wave would typically reach anywhere between 50% to 88.2% of the W wave. So if I remove some of this, I'm bringing the Fib tool. So you can see that we ended up tapping into that range where the 50% retracement level is at 82.22 cents. And we ended up reaching 82.23 cents. So we just about exceeded the 50% retracement level. And so it's possible that we ended up forming the X wave. If ADA doesn't breach past this level here, then it's possible that what we are forming is a bigger WXY structure to form this X wave, but then ultimately I will be looking out for that reversal to the downside where we can then begin to track the wave Y. And yeah, so from here on out, it will be interesting to see if ADA actually breaches past the local low, which is at this level here at 75.42 cents. If we exceed this level, then that would then confirm that we are bearish, and ADA could then tap into this range that I set out previously. However, if we hold this position, so hold this level here and stay above this level, then yeah, it's possible that what we are forming is a bigger WXY structure to the upside. And of course, that's something I'm going to be tracking in days and weeks to come, and I'll be keeping you guys updated. And so yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit the like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.